Okay, welcome everyone this morning. I was thinking today that maybe we would do some Qigong from Unity. It seems like it's still a very relevant thing out there in the world, and it's just been on my mind the last couple of days. I was thinking I should do some of that, and it's quite funny because then last night I found out that my brother-in-law has a cold, and so I was like, maybe that's why that's been on my mind, that I should be doing some of that to strengthen myself up. But it's probably relevant to quite a few of us at the moment, because one of the best things that we can do is to keep ourselves strong and healthy, keep our own immune system strong, and then whatever's going on around us, we have a better chance of dealing with it in a good, healthy way. So let's begin. We'll do some simple warm-ups to begin with. We'll start with some joint rotations. So starting with our wrists. And we'll go the other way. Then out to the elbows. And the other way. Moving to the shoulder. And the other way. Other arm. And the other way. Waist. And the other way. Knees. And the other way. Ankles. And the other way. Other ankle. And the other way. Neck tilting forwards and back. Forwards and back. Forwards and back. Tilt to one side and the other side. One side and the other side. One side and the other side. Bring your head up to the center. Just releasing your arms down, stepping your feet shoulder width apart, and just sink down into your posture. So legs slightly bent, pelvis sitting underneath, back straight, neck long, shoulders open and relaxed, arms loose by your sides. And we'll take a few moments to tune into our body and our breath and our energy. So see if you can be aware of your feet and your toes and your ankles, your lower legs, your knees, your thighs, your pelvis, your abdomen, your chest, back and shoulders, your arms, your hands, your neck, your head. See if you can feel and be aware of your whole body. And then also tune into your breath. Make your breathing a little bit deeper, a little bit fuller. Feel the movement of your breath through your body. Let your whole body expand and rise just a little as you breathe in. And then your whole body contract and sink just a little as you breathe out. Deep, relaxed breaths. And as you breathe deeply and freely through your whole body, it allows the energy to start to flow more. So you may also start to tune into and be aware of the energy flow within you. We'll bring our hands onto our lower dantian, so underneath our belly button on the lower abdomen. And put your focus into the center of your body. Tune into the energy there. As you put your awareness there, feel the energy start to become a bit warmer, a bit more active. Feel the connection between the energy in the center of your body and your hands. So your hands also become a bit warmer, a bit more active. Keep breathing deep, slow, relaxed breaths. The breath stimulating the movement of energy, allowing it to flow freely. And with each breath, the energy in your center glows a bit brighter, a bit stronger, a bit warmer. Now bringing your hands around into your lower back, above your kidneys. So fingers pointing down. And again, we're simply going to breathe, nice relaxed breaths. And feel the energy from your hands go to your kidneys to strengthen and build your kidneys. Deep, relaxed breaths. The kidneys are the home of your original chi, your very essence of your energy. So we're taking care of the kidneys, taking care of our original chi. So now we'll start to massage. We're going to knock. We make loose fists and knock up and down and up and down either side of the spine. So starting to stimulate up and down the spine. all the nerves coming out from the spine. Ideally, as we do this, we want things to start to become a little bit warm, a little bit tingly as we activate the energy. Carry on for just a little bit longer. And releasing your hands. Now we're going to start to twist. Still with loose fists. And as we twist, sometimes we're focusing very much on the twisting. This time we're focusing on our hands striking into the sides of our bodies. So on one side, we're striking into the lower portion of the ribs on both sides. And on one side, we're stimulating the spleen. And on the other, the liver. Both of which have really important roles in our immune system. The spleen helps to mature and store some of our immune cells, and the liver produces some important proteins that allows those immune cells to work better, to function better. And again, as we do this, you can keep it nice and slow if you want, or if you want to, you can get more vigorous, a bit faster, whatever feels good to you today. But ideally, again, we want it to start to feel a little bit warm, a little bit tingly through either side of our ribs there as we stimulate and bring the energy, activate the energy from our spleen, from our liver. Just a few more. Focusing on the sensations you can feel stimulating the energy. Then bringing the hands up so we strike in the center of the chest. So here, of course, we're stimulating the heart, but not just the heart, also the thymus, which sits right above the heart. And again, has a really important role in our immune system, maturing some of the immune cells, letting them take their mature form where they can work effectively. Again, you can keep it nice and slow if that's what feels good, or if you want to, you can build this up, going a little bit faster, a little bit harder, just according to what feels good. And feel the energy becoming more active. One last one. All right. Now we're going to lift up, lift our hands up, come up onto the balls of our feet. Then we're going to drop down onto the heels, dropping our hands as well. So we lift up, breathing in as we lift up. We breathe out, drop down. This is sending a stimulation all the way through our whole skeletal system, through all of our bones, which stimulates the bone marrow. So we lift up, drop down. So the sort of warm, tingly sensations that you felt as we were knocking on different parts of our body, doing this one, you can start to feel those sensations all the way through the body as we activate right through all the bones, through the bone marrow. Sudden drop, dropping onto the heels, dropping the hands. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. A few more. One more, last one. And if you stand for a moment, hopefully you can feel the energy all starting to become active and alive inside, we can activate it just a little bit further, and it's going to start to send it outwards, out towards our surface. We're going to do this by shaking. So ideally for this shaking, we keep our heels on the ground and we drive it from our hips, the turning of our pelvis. And then we let our arms swing as well. And if you want to, you can just keep it nice and gentle like this, activating that energy. It'll start to send it outwards, or you can start to get more vigorous and more vigorous. You get a full shake on, activating that energy, breaking up anywhere where it's blocked, sending it outwards to the surface. Pause, and if you observe your energy, you might feel it almost like bubbling and fizzing inside and coming out to the surface of all your body. So now we're going to work on smoothing this energy. What we've done so far is activating our Wei Qi, our energy, our internal immune energy, bringing it to the surface. Now we want to create a smooth surface, a strong surface. So we'll bring our hands into our lower back. We're just going to stroke down our legs, then up the front, inside of the legs, out one arm. You're familiar with this pattern. Our intention as we do this, out the other arm, is to consolidate that energy at the surface, making a smooth surface, a smooth layer of energy, evenly distributed all around the surface of our body. Up and out, back in. The other arm, back in. We'll go around one more time, smoothing the energy on the surface. You can think of this a little bit like putting on a layer of armor, or you know those sort of hand creams that create a protective film when you put them on? Something a little bit like that, creating your own little protective layer all around us. Bringing your hands back in front. Bringing your palms together. Breathe in, raising them up. We're now going to start to focus that energy. Breathe out, lowering down. So we've activated the energy. Breathe in, we've brought it to the surface. Concentrated it, smoothed it on the surface. Now we want to start to focus its activity and also build its strength. Breathe in, breathe out as we go down. Breathe in as we rise up. So this movement's a great one for bringing focus, bringing alignment through our body, through our energy. Breathe in as we rise up. Breathe out. Breathe in. And out. Breathe in. And out. This time when you breathe in, bring your hands up just halfway in front of the chest. We'll breathe out, opening your hands out to the sides, palm facing down. Bring one arm down so it goes behind your back of the hand against your lower back. The other hand comes on top of your head, palm facing up. And we're going to lean across to one side, opening up through the side of our body and particularly through the side of our ribs. We then come back up as we do this, We're going to change hands over, switching positions. One behind our back, the other one palm up. And again, opening through the side of the body, and particularly the side of the ribs. And come back up, changing hands. So of course, this is going to open up through the gallbladder meridian. Important for breaking things down within our body. But particularly, we're starting to open up through the ribs to help to create space for our lungs. The lungs are very important for the health and strength of our Wei Qi, our particular energy. The energy that goes to the surface of our body. Side to side, opening up through the sides of the ribs. We'll go a couple more times to each side. Okay, last one. So as we come up, bring the hands together, lowering them down in front of your chest, then pulling your fists back. We're going to work further, strengthening the lungs. We'll turn to one side, extend our fist. We breathe in, making a big circle all the way behind our body. Keep breathing in, big circle all the way in front. Then breathe out. Breathe in, big circle all the way behind. Keep breathing in, big circle all the way in front. And breathe out. So breathe in as we do this. We feel the lungs really open, fill, and expand on each side of the body. We breathe out. So as we breathe in, we feel the front of the ribs open, then the side of the ribs open. As we continue around, we feel the back of the ribs open, and then we breathe out to release. Breathe in, so opening all the way up, strengthening our lungs. Breathe out, which will then support our Wei Qi, our body's protective energy. A couple more times to each side. We'll breathe out. Breathe in, big circle. Keep breathing in. And breathe out. Breathe in, big circle. Keep breathing in. And breathe out. Last one each side. Breathe in. Big circle. Breathe out. Last one. Breathe in. Big circle. Keep breathing in. And this time we breathe out, pushing both hands forward, sinking down. Breathe in. So we focus very much on building the inhale. Breathe out. Now we're going to focus on the emptying out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Emptying through the ribs, through the lungs. Breathe in. Breathe out. Sink down as you do it. You can put a bit of force into this if you want. Breathe in. You can really push out hard if that feels good. Breathe in, or you can keep it gentle, whatever feels good to you today. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Two more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one. Breathe in. Breathe out. From here, breathe in, crossing the arms. Breathe out, opening them out to the sides. Breathe in. So you may have felt, as we were pushing forwards, you might have felt the energy expanding. Breathe out. And to some extent, it would expand in all directions. But a lot of that would have been to the front. Breathe in. Breathe out. This focuses on expanding the energy out to the sides. Breathe in. It also activates all the different parts of our brain as we open our eyes wide to follow our hands. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And out. 2 more. Breathe in. Out. Breathe in. Last one. And out. We're going to shift into a standing posture, some standing Zhangguan for the metal element. So in this position, our back foot is flat on the ground, our front foot is just sitting on the ball of the foot. We sit down onto the back leg. Whichever leg is forward, that hand comes up in front of the face. The other hand sits down underneath. They're in a straight line, one above the other. And we breathe, deep, relaxed breaths. This helps to build up the qualities of the metal element within us. Sharpness, springiness, focus. So energy becomes sharp and focused. Deep, relaxed breaths as you stand here. If any parts start to feel stiff, start to feel sore or anything like that, you can move if you need to. But you can also see if you can use the breath to loosen those up, to let the energy move through. As you breathe in, each time you breathe in, there should be like a little stretch. Then as you breathe out, it sort of relaxes a little bit. And you can use that, send your mind to any area that becomes stiff or tight. See if you can use the breath to release that, to let the energy flow through. Deep, relaxed breath. And we'll shift across to the other side. So we step our foot out, step the other one in the front on the ball of the foot. Sit down on your back leg. Building the qualities of the metal element. Sharpness, focus. You may also feel the surface of your body becoming stronger, and also the surface of your energy. Deep, relaxed breaths. Lowering your hands down, stepping back into a Wuji posture, so feet shouldered apart. Sinking down into your posture a little bit, pelvis underneath you, back straight, neck long, shoulders open, arms by your sides. We're going to move into a standing meditation to build and strengthen our Wei Qi, our defensive energy. So we're going to be standing here for a while. A couple of options. If you want, you can also do this sitting down. That's fine. The posture that we're going to use for this is with our hands in front of our chest. Again, if you feel like that's going to be too hard for you, you can maybe start trying it, but if it's too much, You can actually still do the same meditation with your mind, with your arms down by your sides. That's fine. Another thing that you can do, the further out you extend your hands, generally the more challenging this is going to be. The stronger stimulation, but also the more challenging. So if you want to make it easier, you can bring your hands in closer with your elbows relaxed down, and you might find that easier as well. So choose your position, whether you want to stand in Wuji, whether you want to sit, or whether you are going to have your hands raised. We're going to breathe in as we open our arms wide, then breathe out, bringing the hands in front of the center of the chest, and sinking down a little bit into our posture. And we'll start just standing and breathing, aware of our body, aware of our breath, and maybe with some sense of the energy inside us stimulated by the exercises that we've been doing. And we're going to send our attention and our energy down deep into the earth, feeling our connection down through our legs, down through our feet, down deep into the earth, connecting downwards till we find a connection with the energy in the earth. See if we can find some white energy, some bright white energy down deep in the earth. Then we're going to let this energy start to flow up through our feet, through our legs, and into our dantian, into the middle of our body. Deep, relaxed breaths, letting the bright white energy flow up from the center of the earth, up through our feet, up through our legs, start to gather in our lower dantian. Deep, relaxed breath. Consciously connecting down. It's like you're sending roots down into the earth to connect and let the energy flow up to fill you, to support you. Deep, relaxed breaths. Bright white energy flowing up through your legs into your lower dantian. Now sending your awareness upwards, up through the top of your head, up into the sky, up into heaven. Again, until you find a connection, find some bright white energy. Once you have that connection, let that bright white energy flow down through the center of your head, down through your body, down to your lower dantian. With each breath, letting more energy flow down to the center of your body, building the bright white energy in your center. Deep, relaxed breaths. Attention in the center of your body, letting the energy flow up from below, down from above, building a pool of bright white energy in your center. As this energy in your center becomes stronger and brighter, let it start to spread outwards so it fills your whole body. Let it spread so it fills your whole abdomen, your pelvis, your thighs, your knees, your ankles, your feet, up through your torso, your shoulders, your arms, your hands, your neck, your head. Your whole body becoming filled with bright white energy. With each breath, continuing to let the energy flow in from below, from the earth, down from heaven, supporting you, filling you, supporting your energy glowing brighter, stronger within you, bright white energy. Bring your awareness particularly to the surface of your body. Let this bright white energy become particularly strong, bright, and clear all over the surface of your body. If there are any parts which in your mind's eye feel a bit weak, let the energy flow out to strengthen and smooth the energy out. So you have a strong, even, bright white energy filling your body and all over the surface of your body. Deep, relaxed breaths. Energy flowing to your center, and then spreading to fill your body and then strengthening the surface. As this energy becomes even brighter, becomes even stronger, let it expand out. Let some of it flow out. Keep your surface strong, but let the energy flow out to fill the space around you. So the space around you also becomes filled with bright white energy, filling your energy field. Deep, relaxed breaths. Energy flowing in from above, from below, filling your body, strengthening your surface, filling out into your energy field. As your energy field becomes full of bright white energy, again, find the surface, the edge of your energy field. Let the energy become particularly strong, particularly concentrated on the surface of your energy field. Deep, relaxed breaths. Forming a clear edge, a clear surface to your energy field. Bright white energy. Energy still flowing in from below, from above, to your center. From your center outwards, filling your body, strengthening at the surface of your body. Then filling the field of energy around you and strengthening the surface of your energy field. Deep, relaxed breath. Okay, we're going to breathe in, straightening up, opening our arms wide. And then breathe out, bringing our hands back forwards, slowly lowering back down to the sides of your body. And again, we'll just stand for a few moments in our neutral stance, in our Wuji posture. Take a few moments to observe your energy. See if it feels any different now. Inside, on the surface of your body, in your energy field, on the surface of your energy field. We did some specific practices to strengthen our Wei Qi, our defensive energy. Our aim when we finish our practice is not for this all to go away. It's for it to stay strong throughout our day, acting as a protection for us. Deep, relaxed breath. Feel what this feels like to have the surfaces of your energy strong and bright. Now we'll breathe in, raising the hands up. Breathe out, lowering them down. Breathe in, raising the hands up. Breathe out, lowering down. Balancing yin and yang, integrating the energy that we've stimulated, that we've activated, integrating it into our system. Breathe in. Breathe out. 2 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one, breathe in. And breathe out. Bring your hands onto your lower abdomen and just let the energy settle. Again, this doesn't mean that all that energy just immediately comes out of your surface, but we're just letting the energy settle inside. Okay. I'm going to get myself a little bit more light here. No, the sun is coming up, so more in for me. Cool. All right, let's have a little bit of a chat. I will allow people to unmute themselves if they wish. If we could try to avoid everyone unmuting themselves at the same time, that would be good. Also, if you want to just type into the chat, that's fine as well. Cool. Clayton's saying, great practice. I just told my group today we would be doing this next week. Great. Had kind of hoped that, you know, I mean, this is a great practice any time of year because we all do need to keep our Wei Qi, our immune energy strong. And this isn't just for immunity, it's other types of protection as well. So it is good any time of the year. Particular need right now, had kind of hoped that would have maybe have died down a bit by now, but it still seems extremely relevant. So it's a good thing to keep ourselves strong. So Ellen's asking, how long did we hold, like standing at the end? I think that was maybe 10 minutes, probably about 10 minutes we stood, which is decent. It's not huge, but it's a decent amount. Yeah.
Wow. That was amazing.
Oh, good.
Afterwards, I felt my energy was very humming, but it felt very whole and full, like
Good.
the image of a brick wall. That's what came up.
Right. And as you just right now, how does your energy feel now that you're sitting down? Yeah.
Peaceful, solid, and whole.
Right.
Like
so it's still
not somewhere else. It's all here.
So it's still maintaining that quality, and that's something that we want as well, which I kind of emphasize towards the end, because sometimes we think, oh, we do our Qigong practice and then whoa, it all just goes. We actually want to maintain some of this quality that we build, and if we sometimes it does take consciously turning our mind to it a little bit, and then we go, oh yeah, I can actually maintain that, and that does really help.
Right. And sweating. I was totally, I don't sweat. And that wasn't that 10 minutes. I've stood for quite a bit longer than that. But somehow in this routine, or however I'm feeling, I was like, even my inside of my elbows were sweating.
Wow. So we obviously had a particular focus with our mind, but also with our movements. What we did was specifically focused on sending the energy to the surface. And as you will know, when we talk about energy, it's not just some mystical, magical thing in our mind. It also connects directly to the functions of our body. And so part of what happens is we send the energy to the surface is often we will open our pores to release things out. Now there's a flip side to that, because we don't just want them wide open, because then actually things can penetrate, but we open to release, and then we also, particularly when we're smoothing the energy, create a focus there so that they can close as they need to as well, to shut things out. So there's two parts of it: pushing stuff out, but then also not letting things in that we don't want to come in.
John, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
That was amazing. It was really incredible. I am wondering also, because we're doing in movement in stillness, about Wuji and this primordial state. And I was wondering if you could tell us a bit about what is the primordial state and what are we supposed to feel?
So yeah. So that standing posture is it's just one example of the primordial state, because it's a neutral but active posture, and it's one that we revisit for moments all the time within our practice. There's at least little moments where we settle into this place. There are other practices which are all about Wuji and about returning to Wuji. And so at some point, so I did in one of the live streams, we did that one time, or we did some of them one time. And at some point, there will be a whole course all about Wuji. But as I guess somewhat of a description, it's the starting point. It's both everything and nothing at the same time. This is what we want. Because if you think about it, where is the only place that everything can come from? The only place that everything can come from is nothing, because otherwise, where did it come from, right? And so it's a state of being neutral, but filled with potential, filled with possibility. So when we achieve that state, we are unblocked, and we're then able to let that potential take shape into whatever shape or form is needed. So it's a way to return to original essence. And then we will put a specific focus onto things often. Does that kind of give you something for now? Yeah? You're muted.
Sorry, I'm muted. Yeah, I think it's a beginning. It is interesting, but I'll write more in the course tomorrow, because things come up in that state which are very interesting. And so I was wondering, what exactly is this primordial state, and what are we supposed to do? But I guess everybody feels different things.
Yeah, it's a deep concept, and it becomes a very deep practice. And a lot of that, to begin with, it's like, I'm just standing here. But when you're standing there, you're seeking this deep concept, this deep state within you. And as I mentioned, there are other practices that we can work with this as well. But very profound as you start to go deeper into it. All right, let me have a look at what we've got in the chat. So Janice says, I enjoyed the practice, particularly the loose fists. So when you were knocking, that can be pretty good, eh? Nice way to stimulate the energy. Jonathan says, that was wonderful, thank you. Ironically, it's also flu season in Dubai now. Same here in New Zealand, although I believe we're having incredibly low cases of it for some reason, because no one has had any contact with each other for a long time. Lisa says, just wondering, does some of this count towards our M? No, you have to do your test separately. Okay, Ellen says, maintain focus on energy. Jaren says she got really warm too. So Aaron, with regard to the 5 elements, could you explain the benefits of a generating cycle versus a draining cycle? Not that particularly has too much to do with what we just did, but sure, very briefly anyway. So the generating cycle builds energy. So one builds the next, building energy up within the system, within the different parts. The draining cycle helps to move energy. So energy that, particularly if energy has become stagnant, it helps to clear that out, because one drains the one before, drains it. Which overall, sometimes we put value judgments on different terms and ideas like it's good or bad. It's just they have different purposes and different benefits. Because what happens when we drain the energy, when we move energy that may have become blocked or stagnant, well, what happens? Well, then the energy flows more freely. And so overall, it has a very beneficial effect on getting the energy to flow, but there's a bit of a different focus or a different way that it does it. So rather than building up, so like if you think building pressure in a system to make it go through, what it does is it takes the pressure out of the system to then let the energy flow. Of course, that manifests in different ways and different practices, but that's the, I guess, the general concept. And of course, it can be used therapeutically as well. That's just talking about the whole cycle as a whole. Sometimes if there's specific imbalances with different elements, you will choose to either generate, to drain, to rebel, to control, to bring the whole system back into balance. But it's helpful to just understand the cycles first. Does that sort of give you enough sort of an idea for now, Aaron? I'm not sure if he's muted. I think he's muted. Hopefully that's good for now. So yeah, and so again, there will at some point in the future be, of course, all on the 5 elements. We touch on the 5 elements in lots of different practices, because all of these concepts are intertwined. The meridians, the elements, Wuji to some extent, they all feed together. But there are things where we focus more specifically on the details, and gradually this makes our understanding richer, more practical. And what happens is, as we understand some of these different parts, we find that it is present within all the different practices, all the different things that we do. You can think of it a little bit like, like our body. We can focus on the function of our heart. We can focus on the function of our lungs. But when we exercise our lungs, we inevitably also exercise our heart. We inevitably also do things for our blood flow, for our muscles. It's actually all there happening all at the same time. It's just sometimes we're focusing particularly more on one than another. As we understand all of it better, it all comes together in a richer way, and we're able to work more skillfully. Cool. Never heard back from Aaron. Hopefully that was enough of an answer on the generating and training cycle for now.
Sorry, yes it was, thank you.
I couldn't see you on screen, maybe you got called away. Cool. Anyone else have any questions or comments, anything like that before we finish? Oh, cool. All right. Well, hopefully an enjoyable session. If you take a moment just right now, again, to just maybe observe your energy, you might notice it maybe doesn't feel quite as strong as right when we were doing the practice, but hopefully you still feel some of those same qualities of the energy being filled and sort of even all around you. And that's hopefully what we want to carry with us into our day, into our activities, so that our energy can be stronger and more responsive to what's around us. Cool. All right. Thanks, everyone. I look forward to seeing you again on the next one.